Hello, Gemma here, and I'm here at Crumbs Doilies shop in Soho. And if you follow me on Instagram at Cupcake Jemma, you will know that I recently went to Italy and had an amazing time. And mostly what I did there was eat food, mostly pizza and gelato, but I did eat the odd cake, obviously for research purposes. And I came across a cake called Torta Caprese, which is a really traditional cake from the island of Capri. And essentially it's just a flourless chocolate cake, which is brilliant for anyone who's on a gluten-free diet. So this is my version. It's not quite a Torta Caprese, but it is a delicious, delicious flourless chocolate cake. Let's go. So it's a really, really simple cake, but it doesn't have any raising agent or anything like that, and we're gonna rely solely on eggs to keep it nice and moist and light. So I've separated 4 large eggs here. I've got my yolks in one bowl and my whites in the other. I'm just gonna whisk the whites until they're stiff peak consistency. I'm just going to put that to one side until I need it later and get on with the rest of it. So I've got my yolks in my bowl. I'm going to add to that 170 grams of caster sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm going to beat those together for 3 or 4 minutes until it's gone really nice and pale. Right, that's ready, so now it's time to add the ground almonds, and that is going to give this cake a really nice moist texture and also keep it gluten-free as well. So I bought the ground almonds at the supermarket, but I find that the ones at the supermarket are still a little bit coarse, so I've actually put this through the food processor again just to make it a little bit finer, and I've got 250 grams of that. I'm just going to pop that in as well. And then I have 200 grams of dark chocolate, which I've also put in the food processor and whizzed it up until it's really, really super fine chocolate chips. And using a big metal spoon, I'm just going to fold that all together. And once it's about sort of halfway mixed, it's then time to add the butter. And I've got 200 grams of butter, which is already melted, but then brought back down to room temperature. I'm just going to pour that in and fold it all in as well. Now, a traditional Torta Caprese also has an orange liqueur called Strega in it, but since that's quite difficult to find if you're not in Italy, I'm not going to use that, but I am going to give it a hint of orange. So I'm just going to zest a tiny bit, maybe like a quarter of an orange worth of zest into my bowl. And now it's time to add the egg whites to the rest of the mixture. So I'm just going to grab a spoonful of it just to loosen it up and fold that in. I'm using a metal spoon to do this folding. It's got a nice sharp sort of edge to it, which means I can cut through all the ingredients. Anything like a wooden spoon is a little bit blunt and chubby, so you're going to knock all the air out of your egg whites, and since we're relying on the egg whites to make this cake rise, then we don't want to do that. And once you've loosened it up with the egg white, just whack the rest of your egg white in and do the same thing until it's all mixed through. As you can see, my bowl is quite full at the moment. I probably should have done the 2 bowls the other way around. So make sure you've got a nice big bowl so that all your mixture doesn't fall over the edge. Okay, that's just about there. So it's time to put it in my tin. I've got a 9-inch loose bottom tin. You can use any tin you like, springform or whatever. So just turn all of that out into the tin and level it off a little bit. And once that's all level, you just need to bake that at 170 degrees C for 45 to 50 minutes. My cake's out of the oven and it's cooled down, and I remember when I had this cake in Italy, my friend Ellie and I didn't choose it originally because we thought it looked really dry, and then when we found out it was like a traditional speciality, we decided to have it, and it ended up being the most moist cake. And I've made this a couple of times since, and it gets moister and moister as the days go by, so it almost gets better as it gets older. But for now, I'm going to have a piece, and I'm just going to have it with a bit of clotted cream and fresh fruit. So let's have a taste. That really takes me back to Italy. It is so moist. You'd never know it only had butter, eggs, almond and chocolate. That is absolutely delicious. You've got to give this a go. It's so simple, and if you're on a gluten-free diet, this is a really nice treat. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you make this. And if you've had the real thing, Torta Caprese, then let me know in the comments box below and let me know your recipe. Why not? And if you make this, then do take a picture and use the hashtag Cupcake Jemma on Twitter and Instagram so that I can give it a thumbs up. I'll be back next week. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then you should probably do that by clicking on the link at the end. And I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, I'm going to eat this and just pretend that I'm back in Italy. See you then.